Oh, hello, everybody. I just a moment ago was saying, oh crap, I looked and it was at zero point zero 0.02 seconds before 8. Uh, I was going to cancel tonight, but then I figured, what the hell? I um, I just got sick. What was it? Tuesday. Today's Thursday. Two, 2 days ago, and it hit me pretty hard, pretty quick. I've got some advice for anyone that does get COVID. I'm not sure I have it. I really kind of don't think I have it because I took a test the the second day after I got the initial symptoms on Tuesday, and it came out negative. But my doctor told me that that doesn't mean anything. It was too early. So he said to take another test today, which I'm gonna do right now. And but either way, and some people have told me there's some kind of flu-like thing going around here that acts like COVID. Messes you up for about a week and a half more than the normal cold, and that, but it's not. Woof woof. I love them labs. Who have we got here? We've got both of them here. Coming up, Beans. Coming up. Say hi to Love Them Labs. Okay, you're out. Out with the old, in with the new. Come on, Frankie. And right here, you're looking at. Hey, no, leave that alone. You're looking at one of the. Come here, Frank. Up. I want to tell my story about you. One of the victims, Mr. Frank here, was going to go on a date Wednesday. I've got a beautiful chocolate lab that's 6 months older than him. He's 3.5. This chocolate lab is 4. And he was going to meet that lovely lady on Wednesday, but I got sick on Tuesday. So sorry, Frankie. The reason I chose Frank over Beansy for Let's Get Lucky time was that Frankie is pretty much like a cartoon. When you call his name, he puts on the brakes. You just have to call his name. He's done. Beansy can take his time getting there. You might have to say his name twice, maybe a third time. But so, as far as COVID, yeah, I got sick real quick. And I was lucky as hell. What have we got? Joshua Ricks, welcome in. Russ Young, thank you as always. Yeah, Buzzkill Ken. Hey, I'm not a buzzkill. Actually, I think I'm pretty lucky, except for missing out on going out Wednesday, which I was really looking forward to. I have been as lucky as hell as far as getting sick. For one, the timing. I had my last day of tax filing season on Monday, and I was perfectly healthy. And on Tuesday, I had 2 appointments, and I got through both of those before I started feeling sick. And I will tell you that everybody needs. Hey there, Chris. Everybody needs a good doctor. The doctor, I have a doctor I use for my annual physical, and then I've got a doctor I use for everything else. My doctor is in Europe. I called him up, and I get a call back within 2 minutes, and then a call into the pharmacy within 3 minutes. And what's happening to everybody? So if you're not getting that kind of service, I don't know what to tell you. Get in tight with a doctor. Last year, I did all his work for free. He got mad at me, but I said I couldn't change it because I told him I'd do it. And he made me promise I'd never do work for him for free. But it's like having my own private doctor. E-Rock, welcome in. So this test takes 10 minutes as I'm waiting for it, and I'm pretty sure it's going to come back negative because Gia took one a couple hours ago and hers came back negative, and she was sick too. And like I said, people have been telling me that there's something going around that's kind of like COVID, but not. So what the hell was my point next? I have no idea. I am still a little flaky. I will tell you that I called that doctor and I got the prescriptions within an hour of calling him, or an hour and a half. I had the prescriptions, even though he was in Europe. And 3 hours after that, I already started feeling better. I've got to tell you, though, I know that I'm not better yet. Last night, even though I was starting to feel really good in comparison. Nick H, welcome in. I didn't say hi before. E-Rock, I Shift Focus. I still got to contact you on Instagram. Yeah, but this really kind of did. I mean, the amount of exhaustion that came with this. I mean, I was out on my feet. I had this really nasty sore throat as far as swallowing. It was very painful to swallow, and I had a pretty awesome headache working. But like I said, once I took these drugs, within 3 hours, most of that was going away. But even though it was going away, last night I'd sleep 2 hours at a time, then wake up completely soaked, pillow soaked, t-shirt I'm wearing soaked. You know, I spent the night every 2 hours trading out t-shirts and grabbing a new pillow. But let me do this funky test, and then I can talk for 10 minutes while he goes on. Hey, Beard History, welcome in. Oh, Derek. For a second, you caught me up. And I'm not taking those COVID tests no more. It's bullshit. Sorry, not sorry. The only reason I'm doing it is because if it does come back positive, I've got a third prescription. My doctor said don't take that unless it's positive, and I don't want to give anyone else COVID. But this is the fun part where you stick this thing in your nose and you twist it around and you make it go all the way up to the part that's really uncomfortable. Yummy, yummy. Good stuff on there. And then you do the same thing on the other side. Now, if I had a psychiatrist, he'd tell me I was exhibiting attention-seeking behaviors. Okay, so the way this one works is you take this nasty swab, you stir it around a little bit, scratching the brain. Yeah, I'm trying. Now, if I remember right, I need my phone for this. So dispose of this. Make sure the dogs don't try and get at that. Then you take the... Oh, shit. That's supposed to stay in there for a minute. Okay. I did one of these yesterday, but like I said, even though I'm feeling a million times better, I'm still not all there. But when I say I was lucky because Monday was the filing deadline for personal tax returns, and I would have been a little screwed if I had gotten sick 2 days earlier. Though everybody, oh shit, I have to do the minute timer. Though everybody I was doing, it would have been their fault because I was only doing people that gave it to me at the very last moment. You know, returns that had been due for 10 months. They showed up Saturday with their stuff. So, oh, come on. What's wrong with you again? By the time I find 1 minute, it'll have been 1 minute. So I'll wait until it gets to 30. I can't believe I almost screwed up the test, thinking I knew what I was doing. Great content. I Shift Focus, if you say so, I guess it is. Yeah, you can get false positives as well. And no, I'm not starting it over it. After attack stress test. So yeah, I was super lucky in the way it worked out that I didn't get sick until that date. Super unlucky. I would have liked to have gone on my double date with my dog Wednesday, but that'll just have... Oh shit, these assholes put it in... Oh, the right way. All right, I'm screwing this up completely. But I'm cross-contaminating everything I can get my hands on. But I was feeling like complete garbage for a full day. And with me, if I can't work, I'm losing a good amount of money. So, like I said, I called the doctor and he got right on it. And I gotta say, if you've got a doctor, I've got friends that had COVID, called their doctor, asked them what to do, and the response they got was, "If you can't breathe, give me a call." My doctor, he said he had a few different prescriptions that he wanted me to take, and I told him, "Well, I'm not feeling that bad." And his response, "Do you want to keep it that way?" Especially with COVID, I I know a lot of people, they just get kind of like a cold and then it's over and done with. And I forgot to set the next timer. But the same way COVID can kind of just pick and choose what it wants to do to you. For this guy, it's going to take away your sense of smell. For this guy, your sense of taste. For another guy, whatever. Uh, for some people, it decides it wants to permanently damage their heart. Uh, and, you know, I, his advice to me was take this stuff, so that you're not one of those people. If you've got a doctor that tells you, give me a call if you can't breathe, I, this isn't medical advice, but I think maybe you need a new doctor. Mark Brown, welcome in. Or Marcus, I forgot what Brown is, Cafe. Marco's Cafe. Three weeks ago, no energy, head cold, but zero energy. And zero energy this time for me, even though I don't think it's COVID. And the other thing, wicked bad chills. I was dressed like I am now. The house was pretty damn warm, and I had to put a jacket on, just not to be shaken in my clothes. In fact, even though I'm feeling pretty good and I can talk pretty good right now, just the energy I'm expending now, I'm sweating like a pig under this. So I can tell I'm not quite right yet, even though, the way my body was heating up and, just pouring sweat out, I'm still, fighting something, obviously. And hey, Daniel the Bearded, I've been feeling super bad that I haven't seen Daniel's live streams lately, because I've had plans every Friday night and I haven't been home watching live streams. I was even missing BJG Grooming's live streams. I finally caught it this Sunday. Oh, so you were sick? Yeah, I've got a client of mine said him and his attorney had the same damn thing, that it put him down for about a week and a half. I'm just hoping it's not COVID, because then I'll be a little less worried about spreading around. My girlfriend was telling me that she never gets sick, so she doesn't care. But I don't want to give her COVID or, her family COVID. Good Rock, don't go to the doctor because they will always find something wrong with you. This is not medical advice. Good thing it. Yes, it will. And I do trust doctors, because all they do is give you pills instead of finding out what is really wrong. I'll tell you what, I was pretty damn happy. My doctor gave me a bunch of pills. Oh, the other thing, one of the worst things I think about COVID is that they convinced us all, probably rightly so, that most people are going to be fine, but some people are just going to flat out die. One of the things I found really helpful, because they can freak you out, is having one of these stupid things that gives you a reading on how your lungs are doing, your oxygen blood level. So that way, if you are having a little trouble breathing, you're not freaked out thinking you're ready to, pass on to the other side. It says 95, which is low, but it's not dying. Michael, welcome in. Wow. Yeah, not going to the doctor is not good. Those annual blood tests and all that stuff can pick up stuff. I knew a guy that found out he had colon cancer, and he's dead now. and that probably could have been prevented. I'll tell you, a part of me says getting sick was a good thing. I actually, not a lot of people know it, but oops, I almost turned off my monitor. I smoke, especially if I drink. And from being sick, I decided I'm quitting smoking. I haven't had a cigarette, and I could definitely enjoy one now. I haven't had one in 3 days, and I'm done. Not going to do it. And being sick and feeling like crap. I'm an old man now. I'm older than I look, and I just decided that the way I'm feeling now is going to be the normal state of affairs if I don't start getting myself back in shape. Plus, I've thought about using stupid tricks to quit, but basically the only time I've really wanted one today when I had my first coffee, I wanted one. I just thought for a moment about how nice it'd be to have one. And then what do I do when that 3 minutes is over? And so I'll just keep on doing that. Go. That explains the gray and black hair. What, age? Yes, that does explain it. I already did, Iraq. Where were you when I needed you before? I've already done it. It's done. Yeah, I figured if I don't do it now, when the hell am I going to do it? When am I going to have a better excuse? And we're at 4 minutes away from figuring out whether I think the nicotine stole the color on your beard, and that's why you're a reverse skunk beard. No, it's because I was born to be the skunk king. King, congratulations. I had a hard time quitting smokes. I've always figured that, yeah, it can be tough, but I've always thought it's complete, lack of a better word, bullshit, that it's like tougher than heroin or booze or this or that. Thanks, Chris. Because I know someone could buy me quitting. If I would say for $100 a day, I would get $100 a day for the rest of my life until the next time I had a cigarette or a drag off a cigarette. That'd be the last cigarette I ever had, right there and then, done. In $1,000, $365,000 a year. Forget it, done. Never have another one. Anything that you could buy me to not do anymore, then, thanks, Chris, then it's not that much of an addiction. I don't need them. No way. Yeah, I think I'll quit for good. My tough spot will be after I've got about 8 months under my belt and I want one. I didn't realize that, but I thought it was because I was born to be the skunk king. I like Chris's answer better. It's wisdom. Yeah, I mean, I really think, for me anyway, it's just a decision. You know what? I did at one point about 2 years ago got a prescription from my doctor, and I just kind of stuck them away and didn't use them. Within 8 months, I got a notice saying don't take them because they cause cancer. There was a big recall on this drug that's been out there forever. I've got it. If I think about it, I'll grab it and let you know what it was right after I get my COVID results. But I got a big package of it. I don't remember what it was. Some sort of stop smoking medication that they pulled completely off the market. Yeah, I won't have a hard time in the short term. I'm just too stubborn not to quit once I decide. My problem will be 6 months from now or 8 months from now when it's a nice summer day and other people are having a smoke and I start telling myself, well, I can just have one on a Friday night, that kind of nonsense. I remember once I quit for 8 months and came up with the idea, well, I'll just smoke when I'm drinking. And so I'd find myself taking a ride to the bar and have it in drink so I could have a cigarette. Yeah, tell me about it. The cost, I don't even want to figure out how much I've spent. And it's been hard at the beginning, but he's getting better daily. When I've done it in the past, I found 6 weeks is the mark where the craving is gone. For 6 weeks, deal with the craving. Like I said, my way to deal with the craving is to think to myself, yeah, fine, I want one. It'd be kind of cool to have one right now. But if I do, then what the hell do I do? Just, all right. So I've got just a blue line on here. And Gia better not have. So a blue line. And I don't remember what that means. Gia, did you give me the directions back? So, negative. I don't have COVID. That's good. So, when my beautiful young lady says she doesn't care, she wants to see me, I don't have to insist. You know what? I could try and cheat my way into becoming a pipe smoker or a cigar smoker, but it just never satisfied me, the idea of not inhaling. And I know there are guys that just inhale the cigars, but that, I don't know. I don't think that'd work for me. Nick H, I know I was put on morphine for almost 10 years. It was so hard to get. Yeah, I hear you. But I've got to imagine that was a lot worse than cigarettes. Aldemir. I don't know. You're not so beardless right now. It looks like you got something working there. And who else have we got in here? Everyone's saying hi to Aldemir. Do I have any beard oil that smells like tobacco? In fact, yeah, I've got some in tonight. What am I wearing tonight? It's from Damn Yankee, and it's Pipe Dream, which I believe is tobacco orange vanilla. All right, Corey's sitting outside his house with a bonfire rolling. Already had veggie soup and s'mores. It sounds awesome. I've got a nice fire pit that I've really got to dig out. I've also burned a lot of garbage in there and want to clear it out so it's back to being a regular fire pit that you enjoy, not a place where I burn crap to get rid of it. All right. Can always puff pass. Actually, I don't. It's a very rare thing for me to smoke weed. I'm not saying I never would, but the times when it's offered that I think it's a good idea is not often, if ever, anymore. Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, that's tough. And especially, you never know if it's going to work out. EK under Nida. I kind of understand that. No, hey, talk cigs while I'm quitting. I actually kind of tossed around the idea of whether or not I should break these apart. And but I showed my little one Gia how many were there, one out of the pack. So she'll know if I'm cheating out of that pack. And I thought that if I throw them away, then I get the opportunity to like make some half decision. I could make a decision to go to the store and buy them, even though maybe I'm not going to actually smoke them. With these here, anytime I want a cigarette, the decision's right there and then. No playing games. Well, I get a pack in case I want to cheat. If I want to cheat, I can cheat. But I know that if I could have one, I'd have one right now. I would smoke up right now. but I know e-weed gives me anxiety attack. Really? I'm sure there are weeds that wouldn't. Yeah. In fact, no, I think I'm going to keep it just not so I don't play games. I don't want to play games where I already know some of the games I might play. I might go out, and because I don't have cigarettes, I can bum a cigarette. One of those I didn't quit smoking, I just quit buying cigarettes kind of thing. I think this is the better way to go. They're here, I can have them if I want them, but I've decided I don't want them. I'll tell you, my hot sauna is going to be just laying in bed. I can already feel I'm going to have the same thing. I'm going to sleep like 2 hours at a time, and my body's just going to try and burn out whatever the hell's in there. I'm going to wake. I've never had it where, like, I've had it where I wake up and I'm, just soaking wet t-shirt, but I've never had it the soaking wet t-shirt and I look down at the pillow and that looks soaking wet too. I mean, I was just pouring out sweat. Now, I think I'm keeping them as a little help in not doing them. I have no desire to stop smoking. Heart attack at age 43 stints in there somewhere. 10:20, woke up coughing up blood. Man, I've got, well, I don't want to get into a Fred's story because sometimes he kind of comes into this live stream, but I've got someone I know that's close to me with some serious medical conditions, and he hasn't quit either. And Russ, I'm kind of surprised. You know, yeah. Oh, 7:10:20. Hey there, Ellie. Welcome in. Yeah, well, I think my body's trying to burn them from the inside out. That's what I kind of got a kick out of, how I felt so much better after taking the meds. And then still, once I fell asleep, the body went chugging along trying to burn everything out. I mean, it wasn't as bad as the night before. The first night, I think I went through about 10 t-shirts, just getting them soaking wet one after another. Yeah, it was kind of amazing. Yeah, I mean, the only way I can see it makes sense to keep on going is if you're already at a point where stopping wouldn't help. Wouldn't, if stopping wouldn't help, you already got a health problem that's, too late, then yeah, you know what? The problem with cigarettes, I think, is if I had one, that one wouldn't kill me. It's that smoking for the next 10 years will kill me. And like I said, I'm not going to have a problem quitting smoking until probably next summer, when I start getting into my head that I'm so strong that just pure, power of my will, I was able to quit so easily. Just one day woke up and decided to stop, that I can play games and I can have just like 1 to 3 cigarettes on a Friday, just have a cigarette when I'm smoking, just have a cigarette, whenever. That's when I'll be in trouble. When I think I've got it beat. Because I mean, I wish, even if I could just smoke like on holidays. How many holidays are there in a year? If I could smoke just on holidays and get away with it and not smoke any other time, I'd do that. I like smoking. Hey, uh, yeah, I'm actually feeling pretty good. I mean, I'm feeling good, but I know I'm not good yet. Like, even just getting a little animated, talking and moving around, trying to find my phone. All of a sudden, I went into this, like, I just started pouring sweat out of me. So I know if I overdo it with physical activity, like, I'd be down. The puff pass club. That sounds good. Oh no, no, no. I just realized what puff. Okay. I quit drink pop cold turkey. Uh, yeah, I didn't quit drinking pop cold turkey. I kind of did it little by little. I just don't drink soda that much anymore. With all this beard stuff, I kind of, with everybody talking about how good water is, I just started drinking water all the time, and you know, now I hardly ever drink soda, unless it's with Captain Morgan or vodka. Yeah, you know what? After a year, it's going to taste awesome. Thank you, 8-Bit. Turns out I was negative, so this is just some funky flu that's going around. And like I said, I am happy that I was negative, so now I don't have to be super cautious about, not seeing some people. Martin, welcome in. And so I did mention I was going to keep this one a little bit shorter. And Russ, we got to get you to quit smoking. Well, you know what? I just did it 3 days ago. I'm not going to start preaching. I've been saying to myself for years, on the 4th of July, I'm going to do it. We go up to Maine every year after I get back from Maine. It wasn't until I got sick and I was just thinking about my overall health that I realized that I'm too old to keep on screwing around with my health. And that if I didn't want the way I was feeling to be just my status quo, what I feel like every day, I better do something about it. So quitting smoking will just be a part of it. I'm going to get exercising a little bit more. I can't, count on just feeling more youthful than I actually am to just keep on happening without putting any effort in. But with that, I'm going to call it a wrap. Thank you, folks, for coming in. I appreciate every single one of you. Yeah. Hopefully, I go in once in a while if I can. Oh, Vetiver bastard. You know what? I've been so into mixing up Lex's sense. I've been kind of Frankensteining a bunch of different stuff. So what were you going to do? Vetiver bastard. And it was so good. I got the tobacconist and going to mix leatherwood with greenwood. I've been mixing 1912 with the tobacconist, and I really dig that. I tried 1912 with the original bastard, and it was good, but in 1912, it's too easy for that to kind of walk all over original bastard. But I love where you're going, and I can't even, and maybe it's because I'm sick, but I can't even remember what Vetiver, or is it Vetiver, if we're doing it with Spanish accent. Vetiver smells like mead. Dry grass on a warm day. And he's saying it's awesome. I'll tell you what, I wanted to get the Frankenstein bastard, but one thing that always makes me just, brings me to a halt is when I read something like and a couple special ingredients, because you never know what those couple things are. And if, for example, one of them is cinnamon, it's going to wreck it for me. So, but I will check out the Vetiver bastard. If you want to give us a little bit description about it, that'd be cool. I'm going to try. Streaming while quitting. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think initially I'm not going to have a problem. I think. Oh, is it already gone? I just saw it up there not too long ago. One of the things I was going to do to make Gia feel good, I saw some sort of commercial or something for quitting where some dude stuck a picture of his family in the pack, and that, so he looked at the pack and always, kept him from smoking. So I'll do that to mine so that way she feels like she's helping. Adios, everyone. I'm just going to run through these. Yeah, I'm glad. I guess I'm glad I'm COVID negative. If I was COVID positive, I guess after having COVID, having 2 shots, and having it again, I'd have a higher immunity. Though it's nice to not have to worry about having COVID and it doing any of its funky shit that it likes to do. Like, 1 out of 1,000 people, damages your heart. Fresh Bastard, Holy Butter. I really enjoyed Holy Bastard. I didn't get cinnamon, just a small hint, but it blends well. You know what? Even that's what I'm talking about. A small hint to me, there's no such thing as a hint of cinnamon. It's either there or it's not. All right, guys. Well, thank you again for coming in, and I'll see you all next time.